For sure, they're going to say, it doesn't matter that I got it as a gift, I didn't buy it at that store. They're going to say, oh, there's something wrong with here. Here's another bag. So I said, oh, okay. I said, I happen to be
Oh, brother.
For sure, they're going to say, it doesn't matter that I got it as a gift, I didn't buy it at that store. They're going to say, oh, it's So I said, oh, okay. I said, I happen to be a pretty big YouTube channel.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
I'll be calling customer service at Starbucks. And I'll be making a video, too, explaining my service, customer service experience here at the store. I said, because, Starbucks, I mean, that's not generally their policy, I don't think. And he goes, oh, wait a minute. I swear, he changed on a dime. He said, did you say... that you just didn't like it or something's wrong with it? I'm like, I just explained there's something wrong with it, right? I said there's something not right about it. He goes, oh, here. Thank you. Hey, sorry about that. Gave me another bag. And I go, and then this is what happened. I went, hey, I said, this is bean. He said, yeah. I said, well, that's ground. He said, oh, yeah, well, they come. That's the way they come. You have to grind it. And he didn't offer to grind it there. I didn't even know they do it there. I kind of, after I thought about it, I thought, well, they probably would, they probably could. Obviously, I didn't think about it. So out the door I went.
Hey everybody, happy Thursday. We are exactly 1 week from Christmas, and I'm so sorry for the technical glitch at the beginning with the video. For some reason, obviously that's on my channel, that video, but I have the video made and I was trying to play it and I don't know. Obviously it has sound, but for whatever reason when I uploaded it to StreamYard, I don't know. Everybody has issues with these things. But hey, everybody, it was acting so odd. I didn't even get a chance to put my lipstick on. So I'm going to have to probably step aside in a minute and deal with that. So, hey, it's so wonderful to see everybody. Tim is out here, I think, just causing unnecessary fruit cake and all sorts of drama with coffee and cake. And Dr. Falcon, I don't know if you're in the chat, but he brought up a very good point that it seems that potentially Tim is making this story up. Maybe he didn't really return the coffee. Maybe he's just telling the story just to get, clicks and views or comments in his comment chat, in his comment section, or rage from the reaction channels. Whatever. He's always entertaining. He's always fun. And so we're just going to roll with whatever he is throwing out with us today. And the video, he has been putting out all sorts of stuff. So just to catch everybody up, he put out one video and it was all about, how he's very angry with the hater channels because there's some new reaction channels in the space making commentary around Sarasota Tim, and it is AI like of him and Tammy and all sorts of stuff, and he's obviously just angry about that. I think he must be on the outs with his neighbors at the RV complex, because he initially talked about having fun at the Slingo Bingo. I tell you, I think I found somebody more boring than Tim, though. Hey, I'm glad you're here, Angel. Thank you for being here. Yes, please don't forget to hit the likes. Yeah, come on in, everybody. If you didn't film it, that's right, Dr. Falcon. I gave you props. I didn't steal your thoughts, because that's not me. I'm not like Tim. If somebody comes up with something good, I'll share it with the community. We're a community here. And Tim is the most returningest dude ever, as people have done. You just got done writing a professional email to Starport Corporate about what Tim did along with the video. Don't know if they did something. They'd make thousands of people happy on social media. Yeah, they need to roast Tim. They need to give him a TikTok roast or something. They need to roast Tim better than they roast, obviously, their coffee, in Tim's opinion. And JJ, if you don't look at Crushing It, in Florida, did a good thing about the fact that Tim was drinking this coffee the day before. And the thing is, the coffee was sent supposedly to him by the subscriber. I guess they sent it directly to him. And then I don't know. I don't know if the subscriber bought the coffee and ground the coffee himself and then sent it to Tim, and maybe in the transit, because they said they only sold the coffee in bean form. But maybe that was all that was left at the store. But I was also thinking too that if this were a true story rather than Tim just trying to create drama, because I'm surprised he didn't film this elusive moment of him telling everybody he was a big YouTuber before entering the Starbucks. But Starbucks coffee is essential to the video that we're going to look at today. Believe it or not, he's so stupid. Yeah, but I don't know if was it Saul who sent him the Claxton fruitcake and the coffee, because I don't think Tim is very happy with his gifts. I do not believe he opened a PO box this year. I think the people that are sending him things are people that have the closest relationship as subscribers to Tim, though they haven't seemed to have learned from other subscribers who've been burnt, or friendships that have been made through Tim's YouTube platform and have been burnt by this dude. But they're going to be contrarian, and they're going to make sure that they send everything. Now, if you did, join the Life and Vibe community. You want to join and see this wonderful content. I will be doing a members only video. My classes are getting ready to end this Sunday, so I do I'll try to make this live stream quick today. And then we're gonna, I've got to obviously kind of buckle down and try to get some schoolwork done. That's why my videos have been these little short videos. But I appreciate you guys all watching them. Let's do the Chacky influencer. Love you all. Okay. Yeah, just make sure you're nice and respectful to Miss Angel in the chat. And if you haven't had a chance also to go to the poll. He is full of crap. However, using his chance leverage against YouTube's terms of service is illegal. Yeah, it is. And that's what's so funny, is he doing it just to drive, because he views to his channel. So he makes up these stories that he knows will be controversial in order to drive views to his channel. And it's not really true. And that's not really what happened, because the day before he said that coffee was awesome. Yeah. And these influencers are, for want of a better word, for any of these, either think they are, they need to have your money, which if you do want to, drop some super chats or super thanks, I'm never going to say no. It goes to the dogs. And I am, like I said, I'm going to do a video, because I've had some really awesome just support throughout the year. I'm also working with my editor, Luke, on a video, and I hope you guys give it a lot of support, because obviously it's a special one. Hopefully it's going to be like a highlight of 2025 and all of Tim's low moments. I gave him an idea of what things to include, And I'm just going to let him do his editorial magic because I really do not have the time or the software and the stuff that they do in order to put these videos together. It's just, that would just be too much. So I'm just going to see what he comes up with. And so I'm excited about that. So Merry Christmas. So we're going to have some fun stuff. I am going to be doing some membership giveaways. I don't think I found anybody with Santa dog pictures this year. So I haven't had a chance, but maybe I'll get a chance to get a picture of the dogs out and get it done as a card and send them out. We'll see. That video got 3,000 plus views. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So, I mean, it's either he is violating like terms of service with YouTube, which YouTube has been having real, like, not fond about that at the moment. And just remember, this is for information, educational purposes. Isn't that right, Angel? Anything we say on this channel is just my thoughts and my opinions. And even though I am a registered nurse in the United States, it may talk around topics in around things to do with medical and medicine and all that good stuff. I do not treat or diagnose anybody on this channel. Hey, about my special video about Tim. Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, I thought that would be nice, you know. And like I said, I am not a full-time YouTuber, but so I just end up spending my money on editorial services. So anything I basically make on my channel, I pretty much reinvest it. And people who send me stuff through Buy Me a Coffee literally goes to the dogs. Like, Junebug is highly allergic, it seems, to lots of different types of foods. And there's one that we found that she just adores. Like, she bounces up and down. I've been feeding it to her for years, but just a smallish bag, you know, is not inexpensive. So and I'm not trying to be like Tim, but I just wanted to say I appreciate it, you know. And I think Tim always talks about coffee and fruitcake and stuff. And then he acts, you know, because he wants to act like he's all folksy, and, you know, the stuff that he wants to enjoy is like fruitcake and stuff. And sorry, we don't have the dogs on camera today. I'm cleaning the couch stuff, like all the blankets and sheets, and having to vacuum the couch. You know, you gotta get in there and get the dog hair out so every like week. So it's in the process at the moment. So I'm doing that. But anyway, hey, David, come on in. Coffee, Carnivore determines great coffee by the color of, connoisseur, sorry. By the color, by how light and creamy it is. Yes, I find that most people that enjoy the flavor of coffee generally like to drown it in cream. And Tim, we know, likes to drown it in cream. Yeah, if you hit the likes, it's free. Yeah, come on in. We'll have a chat. We'll have fun. It's Christmas time coming. I can't believe we're a week to Christmas. But yeah, I wanted to thank everybody because I had an awesome coffee donation. And I am going to talk about it. We're going to do a special video, the puppies and I. Once I'm out of school, I can set up the camera. And, you know, it's one of the reasons why I'm trying to make the couch nice. And we're going to film a special video thanking everybody for their generosity throughout the year. Because as we know, Tim has stated that none of our channels are monetized, which I know some of the folks aren't monetized, but I am monetized. It's really because hey, why not? You never know. I might hit it out the ballpark one day. I might come up with a new way of doing content, or that the community starts to grow. And because I found a guy who's even more boring than Tim that lives in his car, man, but he's wild. I hear he's a copyright king strike, but I would love to know what you guys think of this guy, because we can find other people. We could call it Geezer World, like Girl World, but just like geezers making really poor choices. Because, you know, we always make fun of women. We can also, you know, we could be making sure it's fair. Anyway, make sure you get to the poll. We've got we're at 38 votes. Let's see if we can get to 100 by the end of this stream. Is it tacky to say you have a big YouTube channel when you are unhappy with a service? Is it okay just to go in there and say, I'm going to film this? You know, like all these influencers, you could put in there TikTok or Instagram, or well, maybe Instagram wouldn't be, but TikTok or whatever social media platform you think is going to intimidate somebody inside a retail outlet. And the thing I think the most too with the incident around Starbucks is that Tim never mentioned whether the Starbucks was a corporate or franchise location. And that could make a difference. Like if it were a franchise location, is that franchise owner now having to eat that cost, the manager, whoever, or was it a corporate location owned by a corporate office, Starbucks? Because they have a combination of the two often. So, I mean, we don't even know if it's true, but whatever it is, it's tacky. It's not good. And 90% of you think it's also kind of tacky to do it. 7% of you say no. I love that. It's always the contrarians anyway. And then 2% says it depends on the situation. So not many of you think that you could get a hall pass every once in a blue moon if you wouldn't behave that way. And I think it's kind of tacky to do that. I mean, is it fun to say that you have a YouTube channel? Because, when people ask you, like, what type of hobbies do you have? And you thinking to yourself, well, I, enjoy my dogs and, I'm in grad school and I like being outside, walking the trails, and I love to run when I get chance. And, but I have a YouTube channel, and that's kind of a hobby because I love sitting here reacting to the insanity that is Sarasota Tim. So let's get into it, shall we? And I thank you all for being here today. If I haven't said hi to you, hey, Sammy, good to see you. Come on in. Come on in. Yeah, Tim is a legend in his own man. He is. He is absolutely. Okay. And if you haven't had a chance to check out my video on Tim, it's the one. I don't know why I didn't upload it. I got to figure that one out. StreamYard acted up on somebody else the other day too. Okay. Tim's got a new video out. I don't think he's got an afternoon chat. Diverse topics? No. Oh my goodness. Well, let's snipe you, Tim. Not that we're going to go back to the one about the coffee, but he's already got an afternoon chat out. I mean, he's been rolling, guys. This is going to be a pure live first time see. Tim put this video out an hour ago. Let me share it. And then we'll go to the fun one where he's talking coffee. Okay. So he's got 4 comments. Let's see who he's got before he strikes and deletes like he did on that one about the coffee where the guy told him it wasn't very Christian of him to go to the Starbucks and tell them that he was a big YouTuber like that. He didn't like that. And he let Tim know in his comment section. And Tim decided that he had to delete that comment. So Tim, you don't understand. We're watching you at all times in your dirty behaviors. Okay. So TRD off-road sorry says first, and then Mel. Oh, it's the same old people. When you said bikes, I got excited. Okay, whatever. I'm still pulling for triathlon, Tim. Okay, Melvino, you can keep pulling for that. He will return that burger if he could. How long is this comment going to stay in here? You must be new here, says Brad's. Oh my God. Tim, that's terrible if that's your comment section that people are like, and that's what they have to say about you, sir. If Tim's out doing something else, videoing, then he won't know that person put that comment. He may let that one stay. It's not like the other guy who told him he wasn't a good Christian. Oh, hey. You're at work? Well, come on in. It's good to see you. Nice to see you all this afternoon. Happy 1 week down countdown to Christmas. It's an absolute week down. What does Lazy Rider have to say? We can always use his consumption of hamburger meat as a barometer for his income. Ground beef Timmy won't have another steak until he mooches that gift card at Longhorn. I want to know what happened to that second box of the Omaha steaks that supposedly were gifted from Police Dawn. Because half the time, I don't know, Tim just creates these stories and he lets these other folks know that he's going to say all this stuff ahead of time so they're on board with it. We could come up with all sorts of conspiracy theories about this one, So let's just go into his afternoon chat about a burger. So far, 214 views in the first hour. Tim, that's a hardcore following you have here on YouTube. I'm not shocked that you have to put out 5 videos a day to have this as your source of income, because I think actually YouTube, its ads revenue sources, I don't know if they're as good this Christmas as they were last year. I don't know. I'm not a big creator, so yeah. Well, let me put it this way. For all the work that you do as a reaction channel or creator, and I, like I said, invest most of mine back into the channel anyway. It's definitely not something that I could count on paying even one small bill, except for the buy me a coffee donations to my dog food. That, I mean, in reality, so if he's not getting, I mean, the views and not making the money, and he just kind of thought for some, unknown reason that after that one video hit it out the park and he kind of had a good traction, he was getting a lot of views and he was making good money. I promise you, he was in the 6 figures for a year or so. And then it just went down. And obviously that's probably when reaction channels came in. And I think his audience just got fed up with his content too, and could tell he's all, he was deleting people. And, he's just such a festive Grinch this Christmas. He's having a tough time. All right, Tim, we gotta speed you up, mate. 1.25, perfect. All right, let's go. It's only 13 minutes. This is a short one from Tim.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Sarasota Tim. Let me turn this volume down. I'm watching some YouTube.
Make sure to hit the likes, okay? Because that will help me make money from Tim. And there's nothing that makes Tim happier than reaction channels watching his content, restreaming his content under fair use. You're welcome. And, making a little bit of jingle jangle that you can pay for the editor to make a highlight or a low light reel of Tim's 2025.
What a shocker. Some YouTube videos on this young guy here.
Hey.
Talking about gold wings. And I was watching another video. First of all, I'm getting ready to put this on the grill. That's that big burger I made. Looks good, doesn't it? Perfect. With the press. I'm just making them big now. You don't know skinny little McDonald's burgers. Anyway, I was watching a video talking about 10 bikes, manufacturers, motorcycles.
Well, as somebody who hasn't ate meat in a long time, I'm glad you're sharing that information with other people. I always wondered about the quality of those, like, sent in the mail steaks. Though I have to say, there was a time that I used to have, because I do... I've always I went from vegetarian to pescatarian to vegan, back to pescatarian. I've been all over the place, but meat I don't eat. But I used to get seafood sent to the house, and it was pretty decent actually, but it was not inexpensive. There's a lot of times they, proclaim a lot of stuff. I'm pretty lazy when it comes to cooking. I'll just preface that. But I don't claim to be a cooking channel.
They're pretty much toast. If I can remember most of them, Harley's one, Aprilia, BMW, KTM, Triumph, all the Chinese bikes, several of these bikes, Ducati, a bike that was a waiting list and had to pay overpriced for 5 years ago, unheard of, are sitting on showrooms for months now. There's a big disconnect. Harley's issue is they don't have anything but geezer bikes. Like for me, Honda, they got dirt bikes, quads, mules, all kinds of things for the farm and stuff. It's like Toyota and Honda cars. Honda doesn't have trucks and stuff. They got that one thing. Toyota's got a whole array of stuff. So they have a whole segment, a much bigger market share. And any way you look at it, you're just not going to beat a Honda motorcycle. I don't care if it's a dirt bike to the Goldwing. I've had nothing but Harley Davidson I've traveled the country with. This trip I'm going to take next year, multiple trips.
Oh, the trip is now next year. Why don't you just go now, Tim? What else are you doing for Christmas? Why don't you just go now? I know it's been chilly in Florida. What's stopping you? You're supposed to be retired, living your best life ever. Living your best life ever is not one complaining about your neighbors, because he called his neighbors drunks the other day. Okay. I needed, I've been busy with school and work, unfortunately. Like I said, YouTube does not pay my bills. Okay. YouTube does not even come close unless I really knock it out the park. And it's really because people are generous with super thanks and super chats. It's not because I'm a big viewed channel, obviously. So I really appreciate the support. Yeah, Tim is definitely lying about the traveling and stuff at this moment. He's not going anywhere. We've watched him talk about this for some time now. When are you traveling, Tim? I have no idea.
Hopefully,
Okay.
God willing.
Hopefully, God
we'll be
willing.
on this beautiful
God,
Goldwing.
not
What a
going.
machine it is.
All right, guys, I got to get some
And
glasses off.
I would never have a Harley Davidson again. Not that I got anything against them, but once you ride a Goldwing, folks, nothing can touch it. Nothing. These bikes that these ones I mentioned, like the Ducati and Aprilia and BMW, the maintenance on that bike in 5 years costs you more than the bike cost. Or maybe that's a Ducati. But there's so many cons to those bikes. And the Chinese bikes, they might not be that bad, but nobody trusts them. Basically, there's no history of what they bring on resale value either. So you're pretty much just throwing your money away.
Well, Tar Heels, that's the next video we're going to talk about is the fruitcake mystery, because supposedly he gave his fruitcake away. That's why we're talking about is this fruitcake. It was a play on words and Christmas themes and stuff. I'm sure Tim will like the illusion that I'm calling him a fruitcake.
And it's your guess as anybody of what you can get back for it. I don't even know too many Chinese bikes. I know they make a lot of these mopeds and stuff that seem to sell because they're cheap.
Oh my God.
And certainly all the e-bikes.
I'm guessing that Tim, why are you so obsessed with like describing everything by either the country of origin in a sort of xenophobic way or somebody's ethnicity on a YouTube video in a kind of racist way?
Chinese. I just sold one. I got a scooter that's Chinese. So they're still doing it. But they flooded the market with these motorcycles and they're just collecting dust. I mean, they showed these videos on YouTube. I mean, it looked like acres of motorcycles just sitting. It's sad. And then we got a
which is why that guy felt like he was knowing a sucker came along when you dropped off a $26,000 check for that Goldwing motorbike that you're already talking about having to spend a bunch of money on a tire for. And everybody would tell you that these markets at this moment are flooded with things to sell. And yes, that's my dog's playing in the background.
Problem here with the inflation. That's another issue where the CPI or CPA or whatever they call it report doesn't actually use.
When I was a kid, my dad always rode Yamahas, and I remember sitting on the back of his Yamaha motorcycle. I don't even know if Yamahas are still out there. I'm sure they are, but at the time in the 70s, Yamahas were everywhere.
The cost, it uses a cost of living, not what it costs you to live. I know it sounds confusing, but they don't incorporate a lot of the things to come up with this inflation number. Everything you're hearing is a lie. Okay. What a shocker, right? Did you know that politicians lie? Did you know the reports they come out with the jobs report?
Oh, really, Tim? Is that why you're moaning and groaning about people not popping into your Amazon link? Because there's no such thing as inflation hitting just like regular people. You do understand there's a difference between like what happens on Wall Street and what happens like on the high street or whatever, like for regular folk. Or Main Street or whatever, however they describe it on those financial shows. I'm not a day trader or anything. I'm a registered nurse. So obviously I used to watch a lot more of those programs just to kind of out of curiosity, but Tim, you have no money in investments or anything. He's off about this inflation stuff. I mean, that's why the other one's going to be great today. Because he's like off about everybody today. Every news channel, he's just Mr. Cheerful Christmas. I'm so glad we get to tune into this, seeing the beautiful, like, Christmas displays in downtown Sarasota because Tim too scared to like have copyrighted music as he walks past anything. Doesn't even know how to get Christmas music on his channel. God, what a hype. And he's like coming out here telling people, supposedly, because we don't even know if it's a true story. He's got a big YouTuber.
Which came out, I don't know, they come out every Friday or something like that. Then they get revised. October and November's came out together because the government had a shutdown. And they talked about 100 and something.
Well, Blind Views, you must be one of those jealous haters out there, so envious of Tim's enormous wealth, you know, because none of us have anything. None of us are monetized. It's all jealous haters out here. Jealous of what Tim has and jealous that he has succeeded in life where the rest of us have not. And we're just haters.
1,000 jobs were lost and 60,000
Merry
were
Christmas.
created. And yet,
Oh, David, thank you.
that's going to be, written down. Let's go put this burger on. Okay, let's go do that.
That's right. Timmy does say, David, thank you so much for that generous super chat. Much appreciated. Merry Christmas. Says, live your best life now. So all his plans are promised for next year. That's right. You know, he wants to be in the RV on the Bradenton slab complaining that his neighbors are all drunks. It's been great. The reaction channels are all drunks and drug addicts. And then his neighbors, the reason why, okay, he's not been hanging out so much with his neighbors in the RV park are because they are all drunks and they're all, drinking all day and going out shopping, which, you would think that Tim would be all about those things, but he's not. My suspicions are that Tim was found on YouTube by his neighbors, and one of those dudes laughed at him about all the stuff that we say. I think that's what's been going on. Sammy thinks that he looks like he's been getting a drinky look. JJ thought he looked Ambien fueled. You don't think it's just because he's up at 1:30 a.m. drinking? Sorry, my chair got stuck on my pad. Got stuck on his 1:30 a.m. coffee binges because generally. Because I read, and there was a study, and I only showed parts of it on a video, but they actually decided like how many milligrams of caffeine would it take in order to, because people always say, okay, caffeine keeps you up at night. So obviously with that hypothesis, people actually did research and said, okay, well, how many milligrams of caffeine and how many hours would it take? And, so obviously they set up a trial and a research and, depending on the amounts, like 3 to 6 hours. Like is evidence to show that if you are drinking caffeine, it does have a great potential of keeping you awake. Especially this man, that's all he talks about is coffee and getting hopped up on it all day. That's all he does. So, and then he wonder why you're up all night. We can't explain it to him any more than that. All right, keep going, Tim.
Crap with all this economy stuff.
Oh, economy, yes.
The motorcycles?
Forgot about that.
That's bad, man. That's really bad. Here's my motorcycle.
Oh, God.
All right, we got on the Q1200 here.
Bought with the ill-gotten gains of an EIDL. From the U.S. taxpayers. Am I right, Timmy?
300 degrees. It's working. There you go. Boom. I didn't even show you. Sorry. So in here,
I know.
I'm about to make a video on something I received from Vivor. It's going to be cool.
Yeah, he snuck in some Crushing It for Christ after somebody told him that he's not a good Christian for going into a Starbucks location and complaining about some coffee that was potentially, we don't even know if this is true, but potentially the coffee was sent through to him from a subscriber directly to him. Like, not through Amazon. Like, it wasn't like this guy went through an Amazon link. I don't know. He just got the coffee and he said it was ground. And then he said it was fishy and rancid after drinking an entire pot of it, saying it was the best coffee he ever drank in his dang life. So, I mean, make it make sense. It couldn't have gone rancid in a night. I don't know if he was just trying to get cash. He probably was peed. He got given more coffee. Who knows what he was trying to get? Probably doesn't like Starbucks. He's probably trying to get some cash. Who knows? Why are you wiping your nose, Tim, like that with your hand? Get a tissue, please.
I gotta get on that.
Season.
I gotta do it. I've been out riding around all morning. What did I do this morning? Went to the gym. That's what I did. I did something for me. I got stuck the last few days. Week. Not going to the gym. Air conditioner's running here.
You don't know if it was 1:20 in the afternoon. Tim is just full of some rage baiting, reaction channel baiting people that don't like Tim to watch his content also. He's doing it all because he needs to make the money, because YouTube is really like, I don't think we're all getting the same amount of money this Christmas as before. I think the advertising, revenue might be down, or it's going to a lot of this AI stuff. You get a lot of this AI slop.
Making noise. I'm drinking coffee. I got more coffee coming. Bob and Kathy, remember them? They came up to the lake there when I was in Georgia, and to Pigeon Forge, to my campsite.
Oh, that's part of the sazon, as they say in Mexico, with the chef. When you want to make sure that the meat has that special flavor, you have to make sure you rub your nose, and then touch it with your hands without washing, because that's highly recommended.
Right there. They said that there's rumors that the elves are going to be shipping out some holiday blend Starbucks coffee. I talked about that. Saul talked about it. It could make its way to my door. I don't know. We're going to see. If there is, it'd be a review on it. But he just reached out to me via text and told me that. So that means that I'm on the delivery path. I just got another notice from Amazon saying that my dry bag is delayed until tomorrow. I've been on the phone with Amazon every other day about where's my money. That camera I sent back. It's going on like a month. All right, it's a high dollar item, of which I didn't pay high dollar because I got $250 credit for applying for a credit card, a Chase credit card, an Amazon Prime credit card through Chase Bank.
It sounds like he is trying to do some tricks monetarily. Wouldn't you say, guys? Don't you think Tim's hurting financially? I mean, I'm not saying I'm the richest person in the world either, okay? But I'm not trying to, he's been talking more about credit card applications. I feel like just listen to me through this, okay? Listen to my logic. Let me know if this makes sense. You guys are smart, so you can correct me. So he got onto Amazon. He saw this camera. I think he thought he could make some videos with it and still return it, okay? Within the amount of time, and say he didn't like it, whatever. And I think he struggled with the camera more than he thought. So he definitely returned it. But in buying the camera was on sale. So Tim felt like he was already making money in his mind, Tim math. And then by getting that extra credit card, he was given this supposed, I guess, $250 credit. But I guess he's not been given the $250, or he got the credit, bought the camera, but he hasn't been able to get the money back on the camera that he is. So I don't know. I guess I feel like Tim was trying to get $250 with this sort of shell game, and get some videos made and make some money from it too, and return the camera, because he does like to return stuff. Does that make sense? Did that make sense? I don't know. Keep talking, Tim. I'll read the comments.
They're working in cahoots together. And so they gave me $250, which I wasted now because I took the camera back. So it wasted everybody's time. And I got a card I'm not going to use because there's no free interest on it. And I've got two other cards that I can charge on if I wanted to, which I'm not, and not have to pay any interest for another year or longer. So anyway, live and learn. They did go ahead and return the microphone money. And that phone case that I bought that was supposed to be an Apple silicone case that was used for half of what a new one cost, I said, yeah, I'll take it. Somebody sent in the box, an Apple box, some off-brand case, plastic with a crack in it that they scammed Amazon. And then Amazon, when they resold it used, apparently someone that works at Amazon didn't like look at it and say, yeah, this is an Apple product. This goes in this box. They just sent it right out to me. And now I returned it like the next day, and they're wanting to wait until it gets scanned at an Apple.
Oh my gosh. Tim is not liking the fact that somebody scammed him. Oh. That's why I don't shop at Amazon, Tim. Stuff like that happens. Don't get any cosmetics. Don't do anything with Amazon. Because, especially recently, because last few, whatever, it's had way too much of this stuff, crazy stuff going on. So, of course, he wants his money back. And it used to be, and this is, that certain priced items would be that Amazon would be like, you know what? It's not even worth having to restock it. It costs us more to restock the item. We're just going to give you back your money and you can just keep the item. Because that happened to me like one time with something. I was surprised. I was like, really? Like I was shocked. I was like, that sounds like something that people would take advantage of, And because I'm not somebody who returns a lot of stuff at all. It would be having to be because I've been buying more clothes online and the size, it did not work out. And and I'm usually just sizing up or down or whatever way it goes with the same item. So rarely am I getting like my money back. I'm just exchanging. But this guy, wow. And I'm sure I just feel like he's trying to like manipulate the system in order to put cash in his hand. And he's like openly talking about it, which is in my mind wild on YouTube.
Amazon Return Center.
Damn.
Before they give me my money back. Now they will. I know they will. But generally, when you return something to Amazon, unless it's a high dollar item, maybe like a camera, I get it.
Good point.
Your money's back in your bank before you get back to your car. When you drop it off at Whole Food or UPS store or Staples or wherever they have one to return a product. So, but this has been way too long on this camera, and I'm getting a little upset. I'm going to have to threaten them that I'm a YouTuber.
Oh no!
Anyway, it'll come. I keep talking to somebody over in Madagascar.
Hi, Tim. All right, guys. I can't believe he laughed about threatening people about being a YouTuber. He is such a rage baiter. He's so bad. I can't believe that more people are wanting to make commentary about this guy. Or more people that, enjoy watching him get laughed at by me. I'm going to have to bring out this guy stinks video because that stunk. Okay? This guy stinks. We're going to have to bring it out. I'm sorry. I'm going to upload it. Let me see if it gives me sound. Keep going, Tim.
And they keep telling me, oh, I got you. I expect it any day now. I just push the button. Then nothing happens. I call again. Hey, I push the button again.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks! Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
No, so you're supposed to stop. Sorry. Oh.
When I lit my grill, I set an alarm when I came in the camper because I left it on for like an hour the other day, at least. And, anyway,
Yes.
Feeling good today. Another day, like 3 days in a row, feeling really good.
Yes, Staples does sell Staples. It's an office store, office supply store.
Especially the self-esteem I have today from the gym. I'm doing these planks, baby. Look out. Look out. It's going to happen, man. I'm determined. I've got, a lot of years to live, and I want to live looking good as best I can, looking young, and being able to go out and do and travel and all that kind of stuff and make content, baby, content. So, and I want to pull this.
How much are you enjoying this content, baby? Content. Doesn't he look lovely, ladies? don't you hope that Tim would come up on his Honda Goldwing, vroom, vroom, ding, and take you out and want to share a steak dinner with you and then complain at the waiter while you're at a dinner that the steak wasn't any good and hopes you get something free in return at a fine dining restaurant? I mean, wouldn't that make you just feel like, yeah, this is the guy I just can see myself with forever?
Camper too. I want to go back out west. I want to repeat everything that I've done that was fun. I don't need to reinvent a wheel. I don't need to find new fun. I just want to keep having the same fun again. And I'm ready for it. I'm ready to watch it again. It's like watching The Good, Bad, and the Ugly or the John Wayne movies or any of those movies over and over, like A Christmas Story. I'll repeat it because I like it. Let's have some more coffee. It's almost gone.
So basically what Tim is telling us is that he's not traveling until next year and his Christmas gifts sucked and he's going to be sitting on his arse watching Grit TV and repeats of the same Christmas movie. I'm not saying that my Christmas off the charts either. I did get a day off, which I get PTO. And so I'm taking off December the 24th. And I have 4 days where I'm off, like Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, Boxing Day, and the day after, which is a score here in the United States for Christmas vacation. I have my classes will be finished. So I will be probably doing some live streaming over that time with you guys and celebrating the Christmas, especially if you're like me and you have like no family anymore and everybody else is with their families and you want to just pop in and say, hey, and enjoy some festive fun. I don't know. We'll be covering one of these wild influencers on those times. So come and join us. We'll have a blast. My friends will not be having a good time. One of my friends told me that her son was misbehaving a little bit over Christmas and not in a good sort of mental health way. So trigger warning. So yeah, with everything going on too. And of course this guy's just, oh my God.
So all those camping products were supposed to arrive today, and that was going to enable me tomorrow, Friday. It's the weekend again to go on down to the Keys. You know, got a pretty good weather forecast. But now I can't leave in the morning because I got to wait for these bags to come. I probably got enough bag here now. Ooh,
Okay.
my thing just.
You know, then he's going to need to wait for, you know, Amazon to return his money. And then, I don't know. It's excuse after excuse, Tim. I think, you know, your audience, that includes us, is getting irritated that you have not quite left town, Tim.
Went off. I'm like, I smell it. This is, you got to get this. It's something wick. What is it called? Wicked.
Yeah, it is.
Apple cinnamon. Really good. And I smell myself. I got some.
Yes, that is in the healthcare setting, a big time score time off. Well, it just happened to coincide with my schedule that I have for my job anyway, which is I don't work Thursdays through Saturdays and I work Sunday through Wednesday. So it kind of, fortunately, it just like the stars aligned on my time off and on my regular time off. And then I had some PTO. And so I said, taking off Christmas Eve. And my colleague, because she was not able to work Christmas Day because the family is not wanting to have nursing services that day. They're like, no, we're going to kind of be with the family. She was able to pick up my Christmas Eve shift. So it all worked out lovely. And I had to share, this is the wonderful gift from my employer. I won't show it because it's got the logo on the other side, but we got more logoed merch. I've had like an off-brand Stanley Cup. This is a very nice hat that's made with like it's sustainably made. So that was within my wheelhouse. And then we got like some little bag I carry my medical stuff in. And that's nowadays what we in the modern world get is our Christmas gifts from our big corporate employers. There's no Christmas parties. There's no Christmas bonus. It's a it's a beanie from a branded beanie with a logo. All right, Tim. I mean, that's why Tim laughs about prison jobs, I guess.
Narcissist on. I'm smelling good, baby.
Yeah, he's gonna be jealous.
So I'm gonna have that burger. That's probably gonna be it for the day. All done with all the cakes and pies. It's just coffee, meat, eggs, and butter. Now I was watching a YouTube video earlier today where a guy comes.
Well, there are studies to show that as we age, we do start to exhibit more signs of like major depressive disorders. And we're still kind of studying like what are the changes that are happening neurologically. Is there changes in neurotransmitters, which are generally the things which are what influences our mood? Whether it's your dopamine, your serotonin, your adenosine. There's all these different neurotransmitters within the brain, and they also are found in other parts of the body and different organs, which is why it can be very difficult to measure them. But these are all going to be influencing someone's mood, and we just don't have enough research. But it could be part of the reason why Tim is exhibiting more kind of being down and in a funk lately. He also is somebody that usually when you reach this age, you've had some sense of purpose. And the one thing that Tim was hoping that he could reach was 100K on the YouTube subscriber count and get that plaque. And he keeps saying that he needs it. He desperately wants it. It shows that he has an achievement in life. So it's kind of like, I feel like he is, and that's why he gets so upset when people like call him out on stuff, because some of the stuff he achieved was given through him being dishonest about his content and how he got his items like his campers and his cars and his trucks when it came through a lot of potentially allegedly illegally accessed funds through the pandemic. I mean, really, he didn't have a business long after he applied for the EIDL. I mean, his business had long been shut down. He had taken unemployment and there was no business. So he's never going to show that that money ever went to any actual business. And he kind of put it in this loose Tim Baker name. And you can't just pawn that off to your YouTube channel because there's nothing stopping anybody from making content during that time. In fact, that's where people went off the charts on their channels because so many people were at home. It's just full of it.
On a doctor.
Irritates me. Oh, a doctor.
And this is going to go against the grain, against the carnivore people, but he was talking about how like red products like tomatoes and watermelon and such have these things to fight heart disease. You know, with all the study they've done, heart disease is still the second most killer in the country. And they've been studying it ever since it killed that one president or somebody that had a stroke or something like that. It's a story.
The second, Tim, cardiac disease is the number one killer in the world. Where do you get these statistics from? You need to stop going to your shiny AI and asking it questions, okay? Why don't you actually go into like some like actual resources that show you true studies with real statistics? Second, what's the first one? It's not cancer, Tim. Okay? That's after the heart disease. Okay?
Where he goes. And when it happened to him, like, we got to do some research on it. And it's still the number one, number two killer. So they ain't trying to fix nothing. They want us out of here. They need new stuff all the time. They want to keep selling them pills, baby. I got their.
Well, they only have to prescribe them to folks because they didn't take care of their health when they were young and could take care of their bodies. And there's other things that your body just is going to age. Now, you can make the choice not to take anything, Tim. That's your decision. Okay? But you giving out this misinformation constantly is just very destructive to other viewers in your channel. And then you have a bunch of these Maha or whatever, just absolute, just trying to say polite words, but some of the people that make comments, your subscribers and your fans and stuff who are just all part of this, like, just absolute horrific message that's going to cause more damage than good. But I promise you. And you always have a choice. I promise you, as you age, about every one of your organ systems is going to go down. And if you keep complaining about something like you can't pee properly and you can't poop properly, Tim, and you definitely have some stuff going on, okay? And a lot of it is because you drink so much caffeine, which is just dehydrating you. And the other is your dietary choices. A lot of your stuff, Tim, actually doesn't need to have pills. A lot of yours is literally because you eat the most garbage diet in the world and with no fiber. So how do you expect to shit correctly? Pardon my French. And then the next thing is you drink so much coffee, you're absolutely dehydrated that you can't move a stool properly if you don't have any water to move that thing. Just irritating.
I got their. I know what they're doing. I know the card trick.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cuss.
Anyway, here's my card trick. Go, travel, and do.
Yeah, all right, Tim. We see you really traveling and doing, don't we, guys? I see you doing another scam with returning items. Sorry. The thing with the health stuff, though, and him and the doctors, he is so irritating. I think he just, he's just not, this is not a man who's going to age gracefully in any sense of the word. Or he didn't prepare to age in grace. So it's all caught up with him at 67 years old, which is a lot of times when it could potentially catch up when you ignored your health for a good part of your life and just did whatever you wanted, Tim. As far as eating, drinking, smoking, I don't know, you were partying, you're having a good old time. You're going to have some repercussion if you don't feel great. If you don't want to know the results, don't go to a doctor. I promise you, it's up to you. You're a grown man.
Live for Tim. That's what I'm going to do.
Tim.
I got one go around on this contract. You get one. So do you. Nobody gets two. There's no extensions, no extended one.
And this is why people like me had terrible parents. Because my parents are slightly older. Well, my real dad's no longer with us. I don't have parents, but why they were not great. Was this sort of mindset that they just did themselves all the time, regardless of even their children, and if their children needed anything, they were using them. It's like, how do you use your parents, So, I mean, just, it's so frustrating to see this sort of grown man with 3 kids who just, his whole entire life is about doing him. And he wants his subs to send him all sorts of goodies and money and, it really does. I feel like every one of these influencers who does personal style vlogging, and this is just, my opinion, and I'm just being anecdotal. This is not research studied or anything. It would be interesting to look at it. I'm sure in years to come, we'll have more evidence bases, more ability to do studies. But they always just really talk about doing them, kind of do me. And oh my God, I don't know what it is. I just want to call out scammers. Oh, gosh. Let's see if he says crush it.
Warranty, nothing. You get one term, and everybody's term is different. Some are close. So live your life. Crush it.
Yeah, he did. All right, guys. Let's get over to the next one. We've been an hour in. David says, Tim gets upset on how everybody does stuff just for money. What? That's life. Work, pay, bills, save, plan for retirement. Yeah. Tim was thinking he was going to be born as a trust fund baby or a Nepo baby, maybe. I think that Tim was just, that's like the sad tale of a narcissist. That's why these people are fascinating to watch. I don't have the biggest YouTube channel either. I just have a great fun time, talking about Tim because, these folks are fascinating. I mean, just the goal of some of their stories and stuff. I couldn't imagine, like if I had a bad situation on something come up, I still don't think I'd want to share it with the world. Catherine says, you ate a great diet last 2 weeks in India. Oh, yeah, all vegetarian, but also very rice-based. Okay, thought I might lose weight, but sadly you didn't. Rice for me, rice. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that rice is tricky with its sugar content, good as it is, Gosh, and I do love a biryani, don't get me wrong. Send him those spent gift cards. He'll be so excited. Somebody did that, didn't they? That's why he stopped doing PO boxes. He couldn't get the ROI. Okay, we're at 76 votes on the poll. Let's get it up there, guys. Make sure you hit the likes so people know we're talking about Tim's tacky self. We're gonna go to the video that we promised. Is it tacky to say you have a big YouTube channel when you are unhappy with a service? And again, Tim talked about that. 92% say yes, 5% say no, and 3% say it depends on the situation. All right, let's get over to Tim's other video here. We sniped you, Tim, kind of. We came in early on your video. 315 views an hour ago. All right, so he talks about having met a fireball lady. Of a lady today, also my new workout at the gym, and then I don't even know after this. Okay, we're gonna go back over to the morning chat. More coffee has arrived because Tim is the coffee connoisseur of YouTube. What will we do without Tim's coffee knowledge? We're gonna go back a little bit though, Tim, because that's got we always like to see some of Tim's videos. It's always good to see. Look at this, okay? Oh, look at this one, okay? Just look over here in the corner. The minimalist life is the life. Oops, sorry. No, is the life for me. How to live on Social Security. He got 1.4 million views on that video 2 years ago. Collecting Social Security at age 62. Do I regret it? 28,000 views 2 years ago. So I'm telling you about his views like a couple of years ago, even a year ago. Bye Boynton Beach. That's when he and Tammy came back, I think. Wasn't that when they came back from the holidays? And we're talking about getting a place to live, maybe? I can't remember. So he was striking my channel at that time. I know that much. That was 34,000. This was like, I don't think I'm meant to be a stalker for Aldi. Oh, yeah, that's right. Remember Tim got rejected from Aldi? He got 70,000 views on that. I mean, this is what I'm saying. He went from getting 2 years ago, 27,000 views, which is, he was making money. He put out like 5 of these videos in a day. So he was just making hand over fist to now having 1.6 thousand views 2 years later and 34 comments. Where his audience is just coming out with everything about Jesus and his, St. Louis Scott is some guy supposedly with his own YouTube channel about options trading or something. He's a contrarian. He doesn't care that Tim took the EIDL money. And he just thinks Tim's funny. And so he's got money. And so he likes to have Tim like a jumping monkey and send him stuff. So, and Tim just plays along with it, I guess, because he'll do anything like that. And then we got people talking about plastic. And then Sal's here, who sent the coffee and the cake and stuff. So it's a bunch of old dudes just sending Tim. A lot of these guys have channels on YouTube. So it's kind of like Tim's giving these guys free promotion to their channels. I don't think he even thinks about that. I think he's got 1.25. All right, Tim, we got to take this away. You're 28 minutes. These videos are insane. If you get too boring, I'll skip over pieces. I hope you don't mind, guys. I got to do some schoolwork.
Oh, God. Let's have some. You ready? Let's have some coffee, baby. I got my different tripod here. McAfee, daughter loaded me up right here. Who's this from? How about St. Louis Scott out there at the Tropicana?
Yeah, this just sounds like this just looks great. You know what? This is what you just want to give a man who keeps complaining about, urination patterns, carries a urinal in the car, says he's hopped up all night We don't know. Could be a lie. We don't know if that was 1:20 in the afternoon. Everyone said it was the same clothes you wore all day, Tim. Everyone thinks you're BSing. You know, and I agree with the audience. I agree with them. And you wonder why you've got all these, if they are true. You do drink coffee all day. I mean, if you do genuinely have heart issues, I don't think this would be prescribed. Your heart rate must be like, I mean, geez. It's a lot of coffee. They got coffee in a jar over here that he's probably saved to heat up in a mic. What in the heck is this? Well, you know what? You know, people aren't going to be getting as many pay it forward videos if you got this much coffee you can drink at home.
Who released a video? He went to Dunkin' Donuts. He wanted me to go to Dunkin' Donuts when I was out there in Bullhead City. He's been talking to me and said, "What's your address? I want to send you something." No note. But I know who it's from. Not one, baby, but two. So
Tim's research is watching other people's YouTube videos and regurgitating it. That's what his research is.
Dunkin'. Then we got Saul. I went ahead and ground all my Starbucks. The color, baby.
Oh, God.
Christmas blend.
Why did he do that to the coffee? I thought when you got bean coffee, the idea was you just ground a little bit up at the time. Doesn't he have a coffee grinder at the house? He said his daughter got him a coffee grinder, didn't he? So why are you grinding up all at once? Oh, he must have tried. Well, you can't take it back in a tub now. I mean, is he happy that he like? Heck knows with this dude.
He told me they got a new one this year called Holiday Blend.
I don't even know.
He sent me a photo yesterday. He went and got it. I might have to try it. Raffaella gave me this. This is what they do when they make coffee. Whatever they don't drink, they put it in a mason jar. I got nothing against it because I normally don't even. I get too lazy. I don't even use this. It just sits in that, and then the next morning I'll pour myself a cup.
Oh God!
But this morning we are going to do something different in honor.
Well, if you can see how his views have changed as we just kind of reviewed them over the last couple of years, because that's what I find fascinating is the videos from his channel will kind of, you know, show up on the side there. And I can see where he had, and that's not his biggest YouTube video. So he had a few where he had over 1 million, all regurgitated from watching somebody else's channel. He just, you know, happened to be at that time a couple of years ago and he was folksy enough, you know, that he could. And I think it's almost 3 years ago. Sometimes when they say 2, it's like you'll look at the date and they're like, oh, come on, YouTube. It's like almost 3 years ago. So those videos are pretty old, but he's probably still making money. But hopefully if people start to see the date, they'll know that things have changed in Social Security. So it's probably not so relevant. So I don't know. But it's just amazing, you know. Tim just couldn't believe that he was able to get out there, regurgitate other people's content and get such big views. And, you know, still to this day, you know, you have to love a YouTube algorithm.
They're sending a package.
Here he is. Still trying to get those subscribers, still trying to get those types of views, having thought that money was going to be there forever like that. And then if anybody knows anything from YouTube, if you do hit it out the ballpark like that, unless you have like a real sort of like, you know, I don't know. Tim has way too many fraud things going on.
I make a 4.
It's too rude too.
A 4 cup.
So rude.
Of some Dunkin'. Yep. Let's try it out. I mean, I rolled out of the bed. That pillow.
Tim would have no idea how to even probably talk about coffee notes or the acidity of coffee or, I mean, I'm not a coffee expert. I'm just saying the sort of things that you look at when because we have in Virginia Beach, I'm sure like a lot of people have in larger cities or even small towns, you know, but we have a lot of our own like roasterias, roasting houses, I guess, for coffee here locally, just down the road, like 3 Ships is what I can think of. And, you know, you can learn all sorts of things about the different types of coffee and how they roast and the types of beans. And I mean, he has no idea. He's drinking like supermarket, like Dunkin'. Okay. Not that people don't like the flavor of Dunkin' or it's not a decent coffee or whatever, but it's not a coffee connoisseur coffee. It's like a passable cup of coffee in the morning. I don't drink that. It's too expensive.
That
Panera
Trickology.
Club is only $99.
Love it. I knew it. I knew those reviews would be good. I got it slightly deflated. It's soft. Doesn't feel like you're laying on some plastic air bubble. Feels like a perfect pillow. Love, love, love it. Now, let's get. Oh, look at the color of this, baby. Look at this.
Now, if I was a crazy reaction channel, I'd call like every Starbucks in the Bradenton area. Like, does some crazy guy come in and like complain that if he didn't get his coffee switched over, that he was gonna complain to Starbucks corporate because he was a big YouTuber? I'd love to interview that person.
Wait for the smell, ready? We might have something going here. We got some competition. Look at that. Look at that.
So, as every good coffee person knows, like, let me just open up every tub of coffee so I can expose it all to air, and take the freshness out of the coffee. How much coffee are you going to drink, Tim? You got your McCafe. You ground up that entire bag of the Starbucks stuff because I think you took it back in and made them grind it up for you. I mean, personally, I would just use up one and then go to the next. I mean, maybe I might go for one. I just have like Folgers Light Roast. That's what I have at the house. It's the one I like the most. It's not expensive. It tastes okay. It's the one I like. Don't come after me for it.
All right, let's get the schmeg out. So I got 4 cups. I've learned my formula. I just divide whatever cups I've got.
Yeah.
I might have went to 6. Let me see. I don't want to mess this up.
Yeah, they are.
Looks like it's almost to the 8-cup mark.
That's what I say. That Folgers Light Roast, you can't beat it. Look at that stuff on sale at Kroger for like $8 for a big tub, which is next to nothing. It'll last me for months. It's all I need in the morning. If I want to go and get a good cup of coffee, I'll spend the money and I'll get one for one of these nice little local coffee shops that really does a nice cup of coffee. But I'm going to end up probably destroying it with frothy, steamy almond milk or something. I'm not a coffee connoisseur though, like Tim.
Oh no. I can't see, man. It's on 4. So that means we need 2 level. This is what I do. Level. 1. 2.
Yeah, Folgers is the best, man.
Cook. That'll be.
I never thought I would be a Folgers girl, but that Folgers breakfast light roast is perfect for me. I'm a little bit more on the sour side for my bean. And so I've always tended to be a light roast girl, just because I like the acidity of the bean more.
Ready soon. Let's get the cream out. I already got a burger. Look at the size of that from the one I pressed in my presser. Look at that. Look at this thing.
For those who eat meat, you tell me that going to burger means you're broke.
I mean, that's going to be a good burger today. Half 3/4 pounder. It'll cook down though. Carnivore, man. I went up in weight because I had sweets yesterday. No more. And I could have had a lot more yesterday than I did over at Fred and Raffaella's.
Are you trying to accuse Tim of repeating his content? How dare you? How dare you think that Tim is repeating content? I mean, he's so original. And we all the haters and we're sniping his content and stealing his good stuff. We're unoriginal. We've got nothing to add. Tim, you know, this is reaction channels. This is the beauty of YouTube. We get to watch just out of control, insufferable influencers like yourself. Influencers I use loosely. And we get to laugh about it. Because we're just the regular plebs over here.
Cut myself off. Say that's it. I had the fruitcake, both kinds. I had 2 of her
I can't.
They're kind of a lemon orange cookie. She only uses like half the sugar to call them recipes. The cookie tastes forward and the sugar was behind it, which, most times all you taste is sugar. So I like how she does that. It's that time of the year, baby. Christmas time.
I don't think he had the best of upbringings, but then again, we all had it kind of tough back in our day. But, Tim, I think, just kind of decided to branch out. I think his trajectory young was, at a time when you didn't have to have necessarily like a bunch of education and college degrees and stuff to etch out a half decent living here in the United States. But times have changed, and it was going to change even as he was aging, and Tim just didn't keep up with the times. And I think part of the reason why he couldn't get even an Aldi shelf stocking job was because he doesn't have even a high school diploma. I don't even know if the man has a GED.
Hey, what's today's date? Enjoy it. Pretty soon it's going to be over. Let's enjoy it right now.
Yeah,
enjoying.
Well, hey, Bertie,
enjoying.
Come on in. Good to see you. Well, if you remember now, he talks about the other people being drunks and stuff at the RV site. Tim, as we know, is a notorious coffee drinker or a diet soda guy. And the other day we caught reflecting in his refrigerator a wine glass. Now, Tammy had been in town, but it had been a couple of days since she potentially had left town. And Tim's been looking rough lately. So who knows if he's imbibing or not. But definitely we see some evidence of and most people, aren't going to grab what looks like a wine glass to pour a diet soda unless that's the only cup, only glassware you have in your house. Maybe that's the only glassware Tammy bought.
Where's the fireplace?
We can hypothesize.
Let's get it on.
So fun.
Hang on. Hang on. Let's light it up. My propane furnace last night came on and was running. I heard it this morning. It's always good with just.
He needs to actually get his eye drops and use them, but I don't know. He might be so behind the curveball on it that he may never catch up. He may be maybe that's why he's talking about this trip, but maybe in reality he's nervous. I would be. I wouldn't want to. I just cannot imagine being getting into the ages that I'm at least even getting into and wanting to lie on a mat on the ground. I myself have like aches and pains, like if I accidentally fall asleep on the couch at night, and I have a good couch. So I'm just like, and my fingers, I can feel like my family has a horrible history of osteoarthritis. And so I just cannot imagine anything less comfortable than riding on a motorcycle where you're going to be just banging on that coccyx all day. No matter how good the bike is, it is going to take a toll on your back. They just always do. Any rider that I know will always tell you, it is hard. It can get hard on the back. And then you're going to go lie in a tent. Who thinks this guy's really going to get out and do this? In a tent. He'll do one night. I give him one night and then he's done and returning back to the slab.
Like one light on over here. St. Louis Scott sent me that too. I think it's that bug catcher. I think he sent that.
Yeah. Oh.
10 minutes till 6.
Are we seeing box wine? Keep an eye on the counters, guys.
8 minutes till 6 a.m.
Oh, what's in the bin? Hold on. Let's go back. Hold on. He has some bottles in the trash cans, guys. Damn. That's why sometimes I have to be just like out of the chat because I got to take a look. Okay. We're going to scan the trash can and we're going to stop. So I'm going to say it looks like a liquor bottle in there. I'm not going to say, but let's just take a look. Hold on. Let's go back. Okay. We're going to go around, guys. Don't get excited, but I'm going to stop it right there. Hold on. I was expecting this.
I think he sent that. 10 minutes till 6.
Because he swipes
8 minutes
past
till
it real
6 a.m.
fast suddenly. Oh, hold on. Oh, right there. Okay. All right. No, maybe I was just seeing things. I thought I saw like what looked like a bottle over here, but no, I was just seeing stuff. I can't believe. What about this right here? Is that the top of a bottle? This is the stuff. This is the stuff that reaction channels do. This is stuff that Tim loves us for. I'm trying to see if there's any like. This is the level of testing out what is Tim up to. Can't do this, guys. You see, we'll can your trash cans for liquor bottles. I don't think I see anything. I don't know. I thought this thing. Oh, sorry. I thought this one red top. I thought I was seeing like what looked like a liquor bottle, but it might have just been the distraction of the Christmas lights.
Put on some Christmas.
Oh, was that? I mean, I feel like that white thing at the top was that. Hold on. Go back to
8 minutes till 6 a.m.
Is that just regular trash? Okay. I wasn't making sure that's not the top of a bottle, but no. Okay. Keep going, Tim.
Put on some Christmas Carol music this morning. The coffee's ready. Let's try it. You ready? Here we go. Can't wait. Pour a little cream in. A little more. I like it.
Oh, yeah.
Now.
And that guy, St. Louis Scott, supposedly visited Laughlin, which I watched a video on YouTube and it went over all of the exact hotels that Tim was staying at last year. And it was for this year. And it was like literally saying it was the saddest place in the world. And it was like, looked so freaking awful and sad and just like it. I would not leave Virginia. I would have a better time in my hometown of Virginia Beach than going out to that dead-looking casino. Like we have a casinos right here in Portsmouth, Virginia that are brand new. So if I want to have a Vegas casino experience, and they don't allow cigarette smoke at ours because people got upset because initially they did, and people in Virginia were like, "No, we don't want that type of Vegas experience." But if I want to go gamble Vegas style, we have a casino here and we have other stuff like that. So I could do that here in Virginia. I don't need to go all the way out west to do that. If I want to, because most of the time you only want to do it for a day. The only other reason to go to Vegas is for the shows. And if I wanted to go to a show, I mean, the way to do it is to, probably the easiest way here in Virginia is to get one of the nice, like luxury buses that just drives straight up to New York City that they have now, like the coaches like they have in England, and they give you a nice like boxed lunch from a good like sandwich shop and stuff, and you get to just chill out. You don't have to worry about like any layovers or delays. Somebody else is driving and you just go up. I think it's the easiest way to get to New York because it's like 6 or 7 hours from Virginia Beach to get up to New York City, maybe a little bit more, but it's not too bad. It's not like, it's not even 8 hours, I don't think. But anyway, I would go to New York for a show. Goodness me, Ray, keep going.
Dunkin' Donuts looks very light.
Sorry, I had a dream there.
Light gold, similar to the McDonald's coffee. It doesn't matter because the schmeg mixture to the water mixture was accurate. It's slurpable. There's a color.
Oh, God.
Always nice and light for me.
Yeah, because you're such a coffee connoisseur. It's like me saying I'm a coffee expert.
And folks,
and wanting to drink a latte.
I used to buy this every morning. Never knew they had heavy whipping cream, or I don't even know if they do at the store.
Oh.
I tell you what. That would be a very tough blind test to distinguish between this and the McDonald's, baby.
What are you drinking? Is this supposedly the Starbucks? What is he drinking? This is, who knows? I don't even know what he made.
I'm not doing that.
What was in the trash cans?
That's the best cup of coffee I've drank in my life.
Oh, yeah, okay. He didn't know he was going to say that.
Damn, that's good coffee. What first cup of coffee isn't good?
Yeah.
With heavy whipping cream. Almost out of coffee. Got to make some more. I'm going to switch over.
Yeah, Tim's like that guy at the coffee station in a restaurant area, like a fast casual, where you could make your own coffee like Panera. Just like slurp it right there where the coffee's like, This is like, really? But the rest of us all stood here. God.
Drinking
He
yesterday
did
before
that
I started
before to Wawa.
putting new
or one of
grounds
those
in.
places. Bucky's or wherever we went to.
Oh, they're good.
This
So
is
slurpable.
sketchy cast of
St. Louis Scott. Here's to you, brother. What did he say yesterday? He's this morning he left a
I
comment.
know. Tim's like, I was like thinking, talking about, just in the line of sketchy Gen X, I was like thinking that I would be very dubious, even though there's supposedly gifts coming from, friends of Tim's or whatever, but just meeting people online and having them send like items that you're consuming. Like I would always be concerned, especially if you're controversial at all, that someone not out there trying to poison me. That's just where I watch too many, crime shows though, maybe. They always say we women watch too many of those things. Murder porn, they call it.
Confirming what I said about I-10 being a better road to take across the country versus 40, even if it takes you an extra several hours in your trip.
Thank you. Yeah.
Oh, man, how satisfying. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and if you want to help me get coffee, you can send me buy me a coffee too, because I know that Tim loves when we advertise those. Tim, I only got to buy me a coffee because you have one. And I was inspired, you see? And I do appreciate it because it did help me buy more coffee because I just resubscribed to my Panera Coffee Club because it was $99. They had a special code and I caught it just in time. So it saved me like $30. Awesome.
Not one, but two. Scott, he must have plenty of money.
Yeah. Supposedly the coffee grounds are now schmeg. Don't ask.
That's so good. I know it's him because I do. He made a video and
to be irritating, William. He does it to be irritating. And because he talks about his coffee, because this is the height of, this is Tim's, he's like, we don't see any Christmas cards up this year. I mean, even if you were getting sent used gift cards, Tim, I think that you still probably made out better than just, Tim was hoping that more donations to the Buy Me a Coffee. When he talks about the coffee, he doesn't really want this, guys. Not that he's not appreciative, but he'd much rather get a Buy Me a Coffee because then he can, spend the money how he wants. You get the money pretty quickly. He used to get the time when he was getting like 1 million views on his video. This is what's so wild about the YouTube landscape too. Like, obviously, the bigger your channel is, like, the more people want to connect themselves to you. And so Tim was getting, or liking your content, and he was just getting, if everyone remembers, $1,000+ a month just on his Buy Me a Coffee. When at the time he could have been making anywhere up to 10 grand with those 1 million+ views and constant videos like that easily on his YouTube channel, and still people tipping him a bunch of money. That's why he was laughing so much to the bank. That's why he gets so rageful at the reaction channels. It's not your fault, our fault, Tim. We're saving your channel, okay? We're keeping you relevant. People don't like you because you blocked them from the comment section. And then they also realize that you got some money in like dishonest and deceitful ways from the U.S. government. And that's not cool.
actually asked me for permission
And
to
you're
post
lost.
it. It's a short.
Oh, did I say that?
And,
Merry Christmas.
It's probably on his channel. So if you look for St. Louis Scott in the comments and go to his channel, you can see his video.
Why I laugh so much? Because you're funny. Merry Christmas. Keep the troll in the chat. We love a troll.
That he made.
Gives me views.
It's a
money.
collaboration. And he said to me when I went there, he gave me some Buy Me a Coffee money, and he said, go over there and give me the review. And then I did. I made the video. And he says, because I'm coming in
Did
a
you
year.
later?
A year later, the man is there at the Tropicana. Oh, that's right. No.
That's okay.
That man got on an
Yeah.
airplane. He went home for Christmas.
I don't care. I don't care if I get called grandma, whatever. I don't come out here trying to look like a fashion nova. Promise you, if I wanted to splashy myself up and look like less than a granny, I promise you I could do it. I just don't care. I have my best life ever being a granny with no kids. I don't have any kids. Call me granny. How many kids? I know his grandma. Promise you.
I don't know where he lives. Is it St. Louis? The RV is put up. He got on a bird and he's gone to return afterward. Just like Don and Jenny over here. Gone. Took their big diesel truck, headed to Georgia.
Oh, speak
Spent
English.
Christmas with their sons. And then they're coming back in our car.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Obviously, you're such a, a master of linguistics that you can understand that my accent is obviously one that comes from England. So asking someone from England to speak English seems almost antithetical to me.
Because they're going to be here like the rest of the snowbirds through April or May.
Don't understand my language.
When it starts getting too hot for them.
Well, that's a fault in the American education system, probably, not mine, sweetheart. I'm sorry that you struggle with your own mother tongue. You know what? Maybe in your next life you'll have better luck. But you know what? I can't help you for that. Get your ears tested.
I saw a video on YouTube. What a shocker.
Oh, go back to my country.
5 exercises. It was an AI.
Oh, really, sweetheart? Well, the funny thing about that is I actually was born here in the United States. I just happen to live in other different places. So obviously, I love you being xenophobic. Keep them in the chat. And let's just have fun with this person because it's obviously one of Tim's fans. And there's nothing more than I love than a bigoted, xenophobic, hateful misogynist. So keep on going. Show us your true colors because you look like a fool.
To do after 60. There's so much AI videos now. Talked about doing planks and it's a core exercise. And on the video they showed about don't raise your butt up, don't sag your butt down, get straight level like a plank.
Well, I just took care of him.
On your forearms with your elbows bent straight underneath your shoulders.
Trump,
I saved you too. The next one was push-up.
Oh my gosh. That was their last winning comment that they made. Already shows me that they have the intelligence of a plankton. Good job. Well done. But
instead of getting down on the floor, if you're a geezer over 60, they showed one where you use the wall and push yourself back and forth. Then down to a table. And eventually you can get down to the floor. And I thought, hey, those wall ones are cool. You know, you just do more of them. I'm a big believer in reps.
Yeah, well, the one person they couldn't block was me. And, it's always so interesting when they try to, oh, my goodness. I just love it when the lowest common denominator of a human being likes to reveal themselves. Just really sad. Undateable.
Then the next one was these squats where you keep your back straight and you go down and you work those glutes and your hips and things. And these are all exercises to help you get out of chairs. And this was a great video. And then there was another one where they take these dumbbells.
Because they think they're going to be part of the big club. They don't realize that they're absolutely despised by these people. And then they're talking about me going home and like English people are one of the most ruthless sons of a bitches you can get out there. You want to think Americans are ruthless? You don't understand how ruthless English people are. Where do you think you got your nature from? I hate all this political stuff too. Just brings out the worst in people. I mean, just that low level common denominator, basement dwelling incel that just came into my chat, I'm just so tired of these people. And Tim is just like part of their part of who this sort of, it's every, I don't like for any of it. I see just like all sorts of just, you know, people being all sorts of just absolutely ugly to one another. And yeah, I'm laughing at Tim, but part of the reason why I laugh at Tim is because he's out here being ugly to like regular people who work at Starbucks, or never tips the people who actually work at the McDonald's drive-through, but he'll buy it for the person behind him in the car, you know? And Tim is like just this poser who like puts on all these fake shit things in order to like have people believe that he's better than what he actually is, which is a con artist who lives on a slab in an RV. It's just wild to me. You know, none of these people have anything to give anybody. You know, at least in my real world, I actually like do good shit.
You can take
Pardon my French.
two cans of soup to start out, depending on how, you know,
Plus,
you're
Christmas
starting out
time
at,
today.
really weak or whatever. And bending
Getting
over,
deported.
keeping that back straight. So
It's kind of difficult to be deported when I have an American passport. How's that going to make sense? Especially when I was born here and have an American passport. So, and you know what? If they're going to deport me, can I get deported to Canada or somewhere where they actually have like universal health care? Because I won't complain about that shit at all. You know what?
So there was that
I
one, the
won't
wall
complain at
push-ups that
all.
would eventually get down to the floor, or a table, chair.
Speak English.
I love the planks, the core.
Write English. Yeah, illiterate fool.
So, man, I wish it was warmer. I'd ride my motorcycle up there, but I'm going to go down to the Keys, I think. I got 2 more of these coming today, and I'm proud to own these for, they ran from $30 to $40 each. I got 3 of them. I hope I don't need all 3. I can return one. I just didn't know what a liter was, how big it was. And they have this thing on Amazon. They can say, look at it in your room.
Especially ones that were born here in Virginia. Just because they hear, this is the problem with these folks. They hear an accent. They don't even know where somebody's from. It's just remarkable. But I probably could give a good guess where they're from.
And you put your camera on it, and then it makes a picture of it. You can put it next to your wall or something, and you just kind of see, which is very helpful. But look, it's a backpack. I mean, this thing, you're going to pay $30 for a backpack that isn't waterproof. This thing is rubber, man. It's a cooler, or it's a dry bag, which is what it is. 30 liters.
Hey, I don't care. It's the engagement. I mean, it's just ridiculous too. I'm guessing, who knows? You know, they all appearing now. But hey, if they're giving me engagement or whatever, or want to come in, that's fine by me, because they're not very popular at the moment. So, if anything, I don't think you're going to be winning anything or influencing anybody. You know, so good luck with that. Sore losers. That's what they are. Keep going, Tim. He always going off on his Earth Pack 30 liter. This is the stuff that Tim's supposedly going to take on travel. Tim, can you get through the boring stuff? We might have to skip him along on this part, guys, because this stuff is really boring here. This dude's dull as heck.
I hope I got one that's bigger.
Like most men.
I forgot what I ordered. I can look on my phone.
About something that no one cares about.
All right, we're going to go to the Starbucks blend now. Let's heat us up. That's Texas.
I don't know. Tim likes to act like he's all folksy and stuff. Like, Wick air fresheners have been around, as we know, for forever and a day. They've just got fancier. Back in the day, it was just the ones in the, you know, the containers, the thing that would dry out on the inside, and you'd find it sitting in your grandma's house. The thing would be dry inside. And then they obviously upgraded to, you know, being plugins. But I don't know. He likes to act like he's all like homegrown from, you know, some, you know, the country or wherever he's from.
Here's the color of this. Huh?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Half a cup.
Yeah.
This will knock your socks off.
I don't use those things in the home. If you're having to mask scents in the home, then maybe you need to clean more frequently, or wash the dogs more frequently, or figure out what's making that smell. It's not, I personally don't do that. I do like candles, though. I'm not going to lie. I know they're not always good for you. Oh. Sorry, I clicked something on my computer.
Nice and fresh.
I didn't click it off.
Never put the cream in until the coffee's hot. It'll just doesn't look good. All right, let's try it out. Let's see the difference.
Oh,
here we go.
I promise you, I've worked many a holidays. I've worked Christmas night in hospice with families and stuff. So I put in my times working those nights. Now I get to be off just because of the nature of my work, thankfully. But certainly spent the time doing that in the past.
Oh, dadgum. Ow. Ooh, the handle's hot. That cup doesn't do the microwave as good as my Sarasota Tim cup. All right, get out of the way here. We got all this coffee in the way. Look at all this, stacking it up, man. Big old reserve.
I mean, can I ask a question? Would you guys be interested in seeing a 28-minute video of me cleaning up my kitchen in the morning? I'm just curious. I mean, as to what point is this content? I mean, we laugh because he's going to confess to the fact that he gave a subscriber's gift away to Rafaela. Supposedly, she ate all the fruitcake. Maybe they didn't like me calling this guy a fruitcake. And then people get very upset about the accent. It's a lot for people to take in.
Put that right there. That's the showcase model. Let's get the cream in it. The handle's hot.
I don't know. And I almost feel like the more reaction, I have, and it's just so bad for his health. It's just, I would never recommend a 67-year-old man who talks about urination and flow issues and everything else, and then supposedly has issues with having atherosclerotic cardiovascular disease and plaque in his arteries and stuff, and ignoring his advice from his doctors, pumping that much caffeine in my system, which is a stimulant, which is going to increase your heart rate and have a greater chance that you're going to have your heart having to work more fast, quickly, and you're going to be trying to then pump that blood quicker around your arteries of the heart, and it's going to then find it more difficult because there's going to be a stricture in one of the arteries, and because of that, it could lead to heart palpitations and irregular heart rhythms. It could lead to actually having potentially some type of infarct in that area of the heart. I mean, I just wouldn't risk it. And Tim out here acting like this is like the crux of his content is this coffee, man. I mean, I admit it. I have coffee over here. I love coffee. I'm not going to say I don't love coffee. But this is just like, and then he talks about, for all the issues that he talks about he physically has, a lot of it could be potentially because of this freaking coffee. It's just wild for me. And then he wants to tell everyone he's like this health expert. He's getting fit. He's on the corner. I mean, it's just all crap. It's absolutely, and I'm sorry I'm cussing so much, but it is. It just really is. None of this is going to lead to any type of like actual health benefit. A little bit of coffee, yes. They have showed that there is a little bit of coffee that you could drink in healthy amounts, and it does show benefits. But to this extent, I would say it's not beneficial to Tim. That's just my professional opinion.
I bought one fork at Walmart. Is that it? Yeah, that's steel, man. That thing won't bend on you. They sell them singly. There's a soup spoon. I just grab whatever. Because I'm going to wash it anyway right now in a minute. Okay. See, I don't need to stir my coffee if it comes out of the pot. I put the cream in first, and that just I never stir it. All right, let's try it out. I got a good comparison taste here. Stark difference. That for sure. The Dunkin' Donuts was very similar to the McAfee baby. Folks, I hate to tell you, and that's not quite day old, but last night I made it. That's the best cup of coffee I've ever drank in my life. Oh, that Christmas blend, but you can't get it all year long. You can only get it right now. And now they have a holiday blend too. Whew, my. Major difference in taste, but it's a taste difference where you're like, you're both, you're not like, oh, that sucks. Oh, this sucks. No.
Yeah, I'll just make sure overnight I lose the accent. Hey, I promise you, A lot of people pay a lot of money for their children from the United States to get this type of accent.
This is like, that's good. Oh, this is good too. If you like a rich, bold coffee taste, Saul calls the McAfee water. Love it. Love it. And that's yesterday's. Come on now. He probably wouldn't even drink that.
Not as hot coffee, and I don't think he's making it for iced coffee either. And he just what is this? Is that it? I was about to say, so one day he was saying about how he showed up in JJ's house and just was popping his guns down and stuff. All right, keep going, Tim. What more excitement can you come up with in the next 10 minutes? Let's check on the poll real fast, guys. All right. Oh, we got over 100 votes. That's probably because I have so many fans today. The people must be off for the Christmas holidays and just like living it up in their parents' basements today. I love it. Okay. Is it tacky to say you have a big YouTube channel when you are unhappy with a service? 93% say yes, 5% say no, and 3% says it depends on the situation. That's another thing I find quite interesting too, because the people who are coming in the chat seem to forget too that YouTube is an international company. And I could be sitting, I happen to be in the United States, surprisingly, paying taxes to this wonderful nation. But lo and behold, there are lots of other channels that come from all around the globe. So you guys must be busy going all around YouTube, telling people to speak English. Well, I'm sure if I actually had a conversation with you in person, I would struggle with your bastardization of the language, because I can tell you whatever it is that you probably have coming out of your mouth wouldn't even be described as a language. All right, keep going, Tim, and boring me. All right, that's as much as I'm going to address these people. That's all I'm going to address with the trolls today. Trolly Christmas.
I put my creamer away, talk for another minute, and then I'm going to get a shower. Because I got things to do.
Oh, yeah.
Like I got to boil some more eggs. I gotta have the refrigerator ready to go. I don't know what prompted me to do this, but
Well, supposedly he said one of his teeth was bothering him, and I want to say it's been 6 months since Tim saw the dentist, so he's due for a clean. I get mine cleaned every 4 months. Especially if you have a coffee habit, Tim, you got to get them cleaned more frequently.
other than just my habit, it's kind of like the time of the morning I do it anyway.
I
won't elaborate. I won't preach to you. Okay, I won't. Let's do an experiment. Let's just do a surprise, and let's just see what the devotion.
Yeah, glaucoma is not, and I think there is different types of glaucoma. I want to say too, like not all glaucoma is created equally, but yes, it's going to change your perception and vision dramatically, which is why a lot of elderly folk with glaucoma, often after the glasses are not able to be used in the day, like you don't want all that glare in there. You know, Tim wants to be on a motor. I mean, that's why these are things that Tim was doing 10 years ago. It's not as if it's not like he's never taken a motorcycle trip. I think that he's not really reasonably thought this through. Hopefully nothing will actually happen to him, because nobody really wants something to happen to Tim like that. You know, I wouldn't wish that on anybody. As much as I don't think that Tim's a particularly good character of a human being, I don't think I'd want anything to happen to Tim.
Let me just read it. It's just a paragraph or two. All right, what's today's date? Is it the 18th?
Yeah, he is.
I think so.
Jolly Christmas.
All right, so we're just going to open it up.
He is a cop.
18. And let's see what it says that we can do today.
Oh, gosh.
Ooh.
All right, guys. I don't know if we can do this part. Tim's going to try to be Preacher Tim. All right, Tim, take it away.
All right.
It's Christmas.
When you are plagued by a persistent problem, one that goes on and on, view it as a rich opportunity.
Yeah.
You ever think that way?
I think the people coming into the chat forgot to be kind and respectful. I don't want to be dealing with trolls. I don't know where they came from. This must be some of Tim's friends or something. coming in with some accounts or something. Who knows? They're pathetic.
Problem. Oh, this is an
But
opportunity.
they probably don't date anybody
An
either.
ongoing problem is like a tutor
It's a Timmy.
who is always by your side.
Yeah.
Their learning possibilities are limited only by your willingness to be teachable. That is profound. Their learning possibilities are only limited by your willingness to be teachable. Are you hard-headed? Are you a know-it-all? Can nobody tell you anything? There's so many. You're not teachable. You don't want to hear it. In faith, thank me for your problem. You ever thank God for your problems? I hope I get some problems today so I can thank him. But this is what we're to remember. This is how you're supposed to be teachable right now.
Tim, you need to take care of whatever that persistent cough is. You have it quite frequently. I know you've mentioned it to your healthcare provider, but I don't know. Maybe you need to drink less coffee. Maybe you need to drink more water. You need to drink more water, Tim.
Problem
That's
pops
for
up.
sure.
Start thinking. Ask me to open your eyes and your heart to all that I am accomplishing through this difficulty. All right, so you get a difficulty. I'm going to remember next time. I got a difficulty. I got a problem. I want to thank him first, and then I want to, open my eyes and my heart.
Tim, you don't know what you want to do with God or Christ or Jesus or anything because you've never spent a day in your life inside of a church. And also, one of your comments mentioned the fact that the way you went into that Starbucks, if the story is true, because we do doubt that, you're not a good Christian. It's sitting here always trying to, anybody who has to prove this much that they're a Christian is a lousy Christian, in my opinion.
To all that I am accomplishing through the difficulty, how it's going to make me a better man, a better character, something I can share with other people, a closer relationship with God, seeing how I'm accomplishing, like going to a gym, how I'm building my faith, building my strength, remembering and thanking him that all things are possible through Christ. So there you go. Makes so much sense, doesn't it? Listen to this one. Once you have become grateful for a problem, it loses its power to drag you down. On the contrary, your thankful attitude will lift you up into heavenly places with me.
Tim is not, let me try to get where he looks like his head's lifted up, because you guys are right. He's either lost too much weight and it's come off his face too much, and he's just looking, he doesn't look like I think he wants to look, like this picture of health. But we aged him. I get called Granny. I don't care. It's not going to make me think, oh shit, I need a facelift or anything.
From this perspective, your difficulty can be seen as a slight temporary distress that is producing for you a transcendent glory never to cease.
I know.
I won't read the Bible verses. I know people are going to want to trail off.
Timmy, you're going to trail off. Because, in case there's to me, this is the hallmark, just opinions, of a con artist who's coming out and quoting the Bible. One of the things that we used to always learn in the collections industry when I worked in banking many, many decades ago was that if somebody had it's "Have a blessed day" on their answering machine message, it's probably the household that had the longest history of not paying back their debts, as sad as it was true.
But there you go. All right, now let's get back on to the morning chat. I don't know what made me say all that or want to do that, but I did. It's Christmas. And what's the reason for the season? Huh? A Christ.
Hey, I'm a haggard grandma. What can I say? But I come on here with no makeup. I don't even know if my lighting's appropriate. Okay, I throw on some lighting because I know I'm going to go to the corner because it's generally what I say, not what I look like. I'm not here giving fashion tips.
Savior was born. People get all these gifts and buy trees and do all these things, and they're hustling, bustling over to the mall. They can't even spell Jesus. I'm not saying everybody. Don't be tough on me. But I'm saying a lot of people do celebrate the season for what they can get or what they can give.
And Timmy is all about what he can get. Because what is Timmy giving? For somebody who supposedly is this big YouTube influencer, have you heard Tim talk about doing an angel tree or Timmy doing anything that's going to be charitable work this year? He has all this additional time. Is he serving meal to a homeless family? No, because those people would be trash in Timmy's eyes, you know. Timmy could never do anything for anybody other than Timmy. And he says that very clearly all the time. And when I had a lot more time on my hands, wasn't at work and school, and I had a bunch of dogs and stuff, I would go to the local place here with my friends and do, you know, the dinners at Thanksgiving with the homeless. And, you know, I would think that as I probably went out of work again, I would be able to have more time to devote to doing more acts of giving. Probably rather work with, like, you know, potentially animals in the shelter, though it does get harder as you get older because the animals are big, you know. But regardless, Timmy, you're all about getting. That's why it's all about you getting all this coffee from people. The only giving you do is supposedly these pay it forwards at the McDonald's, but that's only if somebody made a suitably decent donation to your Buy Me a Coffee. Because if you're not getting those, and I've noticed lately that you're definitely your Buy Me a Coffee before you went out to Georgia and stuff. I guess maybe the money was better in the summertime. I have no idea. But he was doing it far more frequently than he does it now. They're few and far between nowadays.
Even though that's a generosity from their heart, they don't really give a thought.
Yeah.
During the whole season, much less during the rest of the year, to their almighty God, their Savior, that gives them the ability to go out and do this stuff that they're enjoying so much. I digress.
We don't know. He says he is next year. It keeps getting pushed off this trip. I can't imagine wanting to, I mean, personally, without going into a hotel and sleeping at least somewhere decently after you've been like beating up your backside on a motorbike for the day, I think sleeping in a tent would be miserable.
And, you know, Fred told me yesterday, I'm switching on you, that the president was going to speak last night at 9 p.m. on Fox News. Well, I don't have it on there anymore. I deleted it from my viewable channels. You know how you can deselect and make your favorites? Like I took off Home Shopping Network.
Well, he can get Fox News or whatever, any news channel you can find. You could either reinstate it back on your TV, Tim, or you could watch it through YouTube, probably. Goodness me.
And the War Channel and
okay, whatever.
Bravo and all these MTV, took all that off. And CNN and all the news channels are gone. I have no interest because now when I turn them on, I can't even stomach it. I can't even look at those faces. Those people are such phony balonies. All of them. All of them. It's not even a news channel. I'd rather watch like Tampa News or something.
That's what I feel like when I watch you, Tim. I feel that same level of disgust.
And you get these kind of a lame anchors that don't make much money. They're not Fox material, and they're not as evil as CNN.
I'm always shocked that this guy is only like 11 years older than I. I know people want to call me a granny or whatever. It's because I don't dye my hair and stuff anymore. I'm sitting here in my glasses because I don't care. I don't like to be without my glasses. Contacts make me strain my eyes. And I have to spend most of my time on the computer. Pardon me. But yeah, Tim. Just yeah, keep going, Tim. He just seems like he's an old man. I guess that's my point. You know, I would still like go to like trying to figure out like what the kids are wearing, or you know, I mean, I would watch it. I keep up with like all the young influencers and watching Dancing with the Stars and you know, trying to keep hip with the kids. I don't know a lot because I don't have kids, you know. But I don't want to think I'm an old funny duddy like Tim. You know, he acts like he didn't listen to any like grunge music or anything. Like none of that existed in his time. And it definitely did. I mean, he would have only been in his early 30s when that music happened. He acts like he's just like the oldest man ever. I mean, he wasn't that old. I mean, he's not that old. He acts like he's Fred and Rafaela's age. Not that he's like a young, you know, younger end of the boomers. He acts like he's an old man. He really is. And he talks, it's because your mindset is old man, Tim.
And they're really evil. But at least it's a little bit more of the news and local. reporting on some of
Oh,
the
hey.
local stuff.
Oh,
You turn on that other
wow.
stuff, it's just
Hey, JJ,
scripted-
Merry Christmas. Yeah, and thank you for pointing that out, because in Virginia we don't get the alligators, but we certainly get the snakes. I forget about the wildlife. That's my fault for having grown up in the UK speaking the King's English. That he keeps pushing this trip off. Now it's next year. He just says this to get, one, to probably get stuff from, companies to review that he can sell on Facebook, marketplace at some point later on, like a couple of months out when nobody's looking. He can get some cash in hand by selling this stuff off on Facebook Marketplace. And this is a way for him to probably get stuff, sent to him promotion wise. He's probably realized that, oh, this camping thing has gotten me to get sent all sorts of stuff, because he probably already tapped out every, product review for the camper. So now he's got to get new stuff. And I feel like half the time, I just wonder. I agree with you, JJ. I don't think this trip's going to happen.
They know what they're going to say this morning from yesterday or a week ago. They got a whole thing unless some breaking news happens. And when you run out of material, like, all right, throw that story back in, loop that again about the island, the pedophiles. They just.
I mean, the man was out there. We saw him, literally by the roadsides, promoting the election stuff. I try to stay out of all that stuff.
Yeah, I can't even stand it.
He was full for it.
Just think right there. You could be reading your Bible or this right here or some other devotional that is God's word.
Yeah.
That he is helping you and training you and comforting you to, instead of eating that cake, get down there to LA Fitness. Instead of sitting on your duff, get out there and clean that garage.
I know.
Make your bed.
He's such an old guy. I mean, I've dated men, back in my younger years that were, the difference between Tim's age and my age. I've also dated younger. I think we've all done everything, and that guy was never as old man and down in the mouth as Tim. I'm certainly, when I go out with my, a lot of my friends, their kids are getting older and they're starting to get, grandkids probably going to start popping up along the way at some point because we're all grannies over here. I don't care. I'd love to be a granny.
Garage sale. Throw
Get
away.
off my lawn.
Do I use you? No, you're out of here.
Get off my chair.
Purge, baby. Purge. Get rid of that old chair that sits there that nobody's sitting in. Buy yourself a new chair.
I know.
Liven up your life.
Well, he must know what's happening with his pay because he already knows from November what he's going to be paid on December the 22nd is when we'll be paid because the 21st is a Sunday. So on the 22nd of December, Tim will be getting his YouTube paycheck. And we already know that he is not happy with how much he's earned because he has begged so hard to get people to go to his Amazon links, to do the buy me a coffees, I feel like he was doing all this sort of craziness around the returns and getting his money back for the camera. And it was actually, he got $250 for a credit card and the camera was $250. I feel like he's trying to get that $250 in hand somehow. That he used that $250. I don't know. I just feel like there's something going on with Tim, or he's trying to get $500, like double up his money somehow, even after he returned the camera and have probably used that credit card to buy the camera. So he's trying to get money. I don't know. It's just wild. It's wild. Telling people to make their bed. Oh yeah. It's always good advice. He's just got too many stories, man. That's why he's fascinating, though. He's only sitting in an RV. Just tell the truth, Tim.
Excited. Paint your walls.
Makes life easy.
Do something constructive that gives you self-esteem, that's moving, it gives you exercise, and you'll be proud of. Don't sit and poison your body with food in a chair and your mind.
Yeah, I would be cautious, too, with Tim around. Because I'm sure he thinks he's hoping that they'll remember him in their will. Because Tim wasn't left anything behind, and I know how that feels, Tim. I had a father who didn't do anything for me either. So I get it.
with Fox or CNN. Don't do it. Waste of your life. Waste of your life. Every second you do that. Folks, I'm talking to myself. I sat in this chair and other chairs for hours, for days, every waking moment, and looked at Fox News. And I've got sausages.
No, he's looking at Fox News. He's got sausages. I know. He'd be so disappointed with me because I don't always get a chance to really make my bed because the dogs will just get up on it and stuff. So I got to like close the door. It's a whole operation. They're on the floor at the moment chewing bones. They want to go for a walk. Hurry it up, Tim. My dogs want to go outside.
I've got eggs, but
He's got
I'm going to refrain. I'm going to try and do the 1 meal a day or 2. I'm trying to take it up a notch. I got to kick in after.
He wanted to complain about other people in his like crushing it for Christ. He just snuck it in there about other people being assholes because Tim isn't.
I'll wait till after the holidays. That's the holidays. Enjoy
Tim's
yourself.
so
Eat your
good.
cake and your pies. I'm done. I'm done. I did. I loved it. I lived it. And I'm going to be getting bigger
Oh,
over the next 2 or 3 days from what I did yesterday.
Yeah.
It isn't stopped. It's a lag
oh
effect.
yeah. And you're true on that, Ross. I don't think anybody, especially, because the laws in this country change so rapidly too, I mean, he's in a little bit more of a place, especially in Florida, though. I wouldn't want to be in a structure like that in hurricane weather.
So I know that, but I'm not going to let it get me down. I enjoyed it. I appreciate it. I would never turn it down. I want to do it again next year.
Yeah, I do feel
So if
bad.
anybody wants to send me a fruitcake,
Yeah.
believe me, I'm not saying don't do
Yeah,
it.
we don't feel bad for Tim because he took a lot of money illegally from the government. It's the only reason why he's got that nice trailer. It's courtesy of the American taxpayer. You're welcome, Tim. Pay back your debt.
But I'm glad that I left the rest of it. Man, Raphael, she tore it up. She loved it. I was so proud of her. I've never met anybody. I think she likes.
Every one of these channels has some political bias. I don't watch. I feel as frustrated as Tim, I guess, when it would come to these news channels. You have to be very aware of what their political biases are and what side they're coming from and who's saying what and who's a bit, and this takes years of, most of us as adults have hopefully been able to have a certain amount of discernment over time, especially since a lot of us maybe did not grow up with so much of the influence of social media. So hopefully we have some critical thinking skills in there that allow us to understand when biases are being introduced into any type of writing. It's very difficult to be completely independent and to not include a political bias into something. It's very difficult because we all have our points of view and we all have the things that we find to be important to ourselves that are going to shape who we are morally, ethically, how we are engaging with other people, how we treat others within our community. All of these things shape who we are at the end of the day. I just don't think that Tim's had enough sort of time being exposure to this type of differences. He's just exposed to one type of thinking, and he's just, it's so frustrating because he gets the power to vote.
More than me. So here we are. We're down to 18th, right? So we got a week. 1 week. First, it's 10 days till Christmas. Then you got a week.
Oh, yeah.
And then the days just roll off. It's over. It's all over. It's all done till next year. You wake up, you tear open those papers and open things up or whatever. And
how is I'm just trying to get to, I know Tim's birthday is just a couple of days after Christmas too, and he wants to make sure that you guys know his birthday's on the 28th of December. I just find it so interesting that a grown 67-year-old man almost, because he's 67 in 10 days. Okay. If he's talking about 10 days, this video's old, but 10 days from today is Tim's birthday. And 7 days from a week from today is Christmas. Talking about tearing open papers like he's still an excited child for Christmas. Like, I don't think I've got anything coming for Christmas. Not one gift. My dogs will gift me with a poop. And I don't care. It's like, at this age, if you're happy and healthy and you're able to laugh about stuff, and I just find it fascinating. Oh gosh, I don't know. Maybe I'm alone in this. I'm just, if I get a gift, I'm happy. It's usually somebody tries to give me food.
It's all over. But you still get to enjoy all the things you got. You got that, dinner that day, and your friends and all that are still there. And then I always remember every year on my birthday, 4 days.
I would be excited to see like kids opening up presents, like little, my patient, I don't want to give too many details away, but I know that she's got a tree full of, with Christmas gifts sitting under there, and she's going to have a, the family are just going to spoil her rotten. It's a special circumstance too, and you can completely understand that. Tim would probably be envious of the amount of stuff this kid gets. Just wild. Tim, as adults, you just try not to worry about this stuff. You don't. I've been years like no, nothing, and I'm okay. Oh my God, just wild to me. It's not going to make you very resilient as you age, Tim.
After Christmas, just 4 days, every year without fail. I'm not kidding you. It seems like Christmas was a lifetime ago. After 4 days, and my birthday comes, it's like, oh yeah, you remember Christmas? When?
Yeah, I think a lot of times, especially at this age, unless it's like, I have a friend of mine, she does do like the little Hallmark Christmas ornaments and gives those often out. And that's really cute, and she'll get you one that's, and it's just a thought, a thought is one thing. Like, I know giving a friend a thought gift is so much, nicer. And you don't have any of these complexities. Now, I know there's a lot of people that do these big shows of gifting their friends gifts and friends gift baskets and this, that, and the other. But I think a lot of us know practically that most people probably within our age groups have most of what they need in one. So if you're going to gift something, it might be a good bottle of wine if the person likes that, or a good something that So coffee, but it wouldn't be McCaffey, it would be an actual luxury brand.
Was that? Well,
that would be a waste on Tim.
4 days ago. There's such an anticipation and a rush that the time flies to get to it, to meet the expectation, to get the gifts and all. And then once it's over, people just like stop and go into slow motion. You got the return day. Hey, don't make fun of me. What about all those people that are returning after Christmas? All the stuff they got, folks. I hope this video made sense to you. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. If you want to hear more rants and rattle trap talking like this, hey, one thing I got, plenty of words. Crush it.
Oh, gosh, you do, Tim. And, and of course, he said he left Rafaela with all the fruitcake. And he, of course, didn't eat the fruitcake. He ate some of it, but being the strict carnivore that he is, he decided to let Rafaela finish off that fruitcake. I don't know if I can believe that, Tim. I think you enjoying that fruitcake. Ross says this crazy thing. A lot of nomadic influencers have fallen ill. Yes, every day we hear about them coughing. Oh, God, coughing up blood, going to the emergency, hooked up to machines within an inch of their life. You know what? I should cover that content because I can talk about that with some expertise. I have thought about it, actually, because I spent a lot of years working in cardiac nursing. And I've, have a lot of experience of working with cardiac patients. It's very rough. It's rough times. Definitely rough times. Yeah. You cannot. Yeah. It's definitely not sometimes the most suitable places to be. I mean, if that's what you have, that's what you have. But obviously they aren't built the same as a home, and therefore they're going to be more drafty. They could potentially have more issues. Tim is trying to make out like this RV has the feel of like the walls of my condo, and I'm not saying my condo is fancy or anything, but and he tries to put down people that live in homes and stuff. It's just so wild. So why do you think we don't come back at you, Tim? when you're talking so wild. It's just like, it's so bad. But he's out here. This is the beg, guys. Tim is out here. He wants people to know it's close to Christmas. It's close to his birthday. His presents are looking sad this year. And he probably, he's going to need some more financial donations to his Buy Me a Coffee in order for him to get that trip going to Key West, because it's been pushed off now to the new year, because he needs to stay in town because he's got all this stuff arriving. He's saying he can't leave yet because it's the Christmas period. All right. As Carl points out, Tim's trailers and trucks are depreciating about 20 to 25% per year. Before long, he'll be in real trouble. And that's the thing. I mean, as much as he wants to say that people are jealous that we can't stand that he's living life so good, most of us that are making commentary around Tim are grown adults. And we know that that's not true. And that we just hope that other people aren't, I mean, if people are forced into circumstances, because stuff is tough. Life is tough at the moment. Not everything is easy for everybody. And I think that it's not good to necessarily encourage people as they age to live in such vulnerable housing situations, in my personal experience, because they could have illnesses that are exacerbated through living in unsafe housing conditions. Tim aging in an RV. I mean, I don't know, but I don't think his children are able to, and I don't think his children should have to help him out, because I don't think he was a great dad. I'd love to see his profile on a dating app. I always feel like, Tim was getting out and he was trying to get back out and dance and do stuff down in the Bradenton area. He does go out to where like all the geezers are, but it sounds like there's more old men out there than old ladies, which is wild because I thought it was the other way in Florida. But he was talking about the geezers and stuff. I mean, you would think that he wouldn't have any trouble, convincing some poor lady in Florida to date him, considering that, women do tend to outlive the men. You think they'd be more available. Tim, you need to start thinking about maybe dating an older lady and being a toy boy. All right, let's finish up this poll here. And I certainly do. 120 votes. That's awesome. Thank you, guys. That's wonderful. I really appreciate it. Is it tacky to say you have a big YouTube channel when you are unhappy with a service? Come on. I mean, a lot of us, we didn't grow up with these social media influencers like these young folks did. But I think a lot of young people also are tired of the influencer culture, either showing their wealth off in their faces when they're young and struggling and having tough times, or just finding it how their behaviors or how they expect to be treated because they have social media platforms. And I think we could also see it in people like Tim. And 93% of you said yes, it's tacky. 4% of you said no, and 3% said it depends on the situation. I don't think I could ever say that I was a big YouTuber and that meant that you had to give me great service. I would think that was pretty tacky, but who knows? If push came to shove at the Panera Bread, I might have to, throw my big creator status around. But as Tim says, we're all jealous haters and none of us are monetized. So I do want to thank David for that $10 super chat for my non-monetized channel. I want to thank you all for taking your time sitting it with me. I can't believe we're a week till Christmas. Make sure if you haven't sent Tim a birthday and Christmas wish, make sure you do that politely, though, in his chat. But, that's up to you. And we'll catch you on the next one. I'm off for the next few days. I have papers, so I'm trying to decide kind of what type of content could be coming out, because Foodie Beauty has been completely demonetized on all her channels, and her grifting is just going to get wild. But I think she's got some money in hand, like a lot of these people do. A lot of these guys will come out and will hand out and, wanting to get as much as they can, because this is how they've rolled. Tim's rolled this way his whole life as a salesperson, going door to door. He's had no trouble asking for money his entire life. So, and Foodie Beauty hasn't either from the seams of things. So that's interesting to me. So we'll be checking up on that. Thank you so much, all the mods being here. Sammy, Angel of Glass being here. And I know Catherine was coming in and out, so I don't know if I can catch her. Anybody, if you were new here today, even the trolls, thank you guys so much for showing me your love this Christmas. I just think it's so wonderful to have such a warm group of incels come into my chat today. So thank you for that. Merry Christmas to you. All right, guys. I've even got to get trolled every once in a blue moon, especially where you're an English granny talking about the illustrious Sarasota Tim. All right, guys. I'm going to see if I can bring up my video. Let me see. Can I bring up Fruitcake and play it out? We'll see.
For sure they're going to say, it doesn't matter that I got it as a gift and I didn't buy it at that store.
Bye, guys.
They're going to say, oh, there's something wrong with here. Here's another bag. So I said, oh, okay. I said, I happen to be a pretty big YouTube channel.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
I'll be calling customer service at Starbucks. And I'll be making a video too, explaining my service, customer service experience here at the store. I said, because, you know, Starbucks, I mean, that's not generally their policy, I don't think. And he goes, oh, wait a minute. I swear, he changed on a dime. He said, did you say... that you just didn't like it or something's wrong with it? I'm like, I just explained there's something wrong with it, right? I said there's something not right about it. He goes, oh, here. Thank you. Hey, sorry about that. Gave me another bag. And I go, and then this is what happened. I went, hey, I said, this is bean. He said, yeah. I said, well, that's ground. He said, oh yeah, well, they come. That's the way they come. You have to grind it. And he didn't offer to grind it there. I didn't even know they do it there. I kind of, after I thought about it, I thought, well, they probably would, you know, they probably could. Obviously, I didn't think about it. So out the door I went. And that's the rest of the story when I came home.